Good morning, beautiful people. I just figured I'd show you how I start every morning and end every night. This is my shot pen with a little needle. You just snap that on. Then my treatment diary shows how much I'm supposed to take. I can't ever get that to focus. It's at 2:25 in the morning and then 1:50 at night. And it is just the tiniest needle, and you hold it in for the count of 5, and then once the pen says 0, you have completed. So you just unscrew the needle and then put the lid on, and then back in the fridge it goes.
Hello everyone, it's Sarah, and I thought I'd just give you a quick IVF update. I did have my doctor's appointment today since starting my medicine last Thursday, so today is Monday. I did have to get a blood draw. I believe it was for my estradiol, never gonna say that right, and my progesterone. So they're just checking all my levels still, making sure I'm okay. I did leave some stuff out of the first video. I will try to link it down there if you would like to see it. I had to get an OAR test, which is just an ovarian assessment report, and I got that test on January 24th, and it's just a blood draw. It was a $200 expense that they did not tell me about. It was, another expense, but it's fine. It's fine. No complaints. So that test, it basically just checks your hormone levels so that the doctor doesn't overdose you on all the hormone shots that you're going to have to take. And then I also, when I first started this in May, before my IUIs and everything, so May 2022. So when I started that, they actually found a lump in my breast, and it has been there for 10 years or so. I had it checked before with an ultrasound, and they said, it was fine, but come back and get it checked again. But I'm the type of person that if I just don't think about it, maybe it'll go away. It didn't. It didn't grow or anything. It's still fine. But since I was going to be starting all these hormone shots and everything, they wanted to get a biopsy of it, which is as painful as it sounds. They just shove a needle in your boob while two strangers pretty much just fondle you. I know it's doctors and nurses and it's their job. I completely understand that. But to me, it was strangers fondling me. It was not pleasant, but I did pay for it. So they did a biopsy. Everything was fine. That took a few months, and that is why we started in May and then didn't have an IUI until October, and then November, and then December. But none of those worked, and that's fine. That was not the path that I was meant to take, I suppose. So back in May, they checked my thyroid levels, and they said, after your third decade of life, because I'm in my 30s, everything just starts to decline. So that's pleasant to hear. And they said it was just a little too low. So they went ahead and put me on thyroid medicine. So back on today was the doctor's appointment after starting the hormone shots that I started Thursday. And today was basically just, so it was an intrauterine ultrasound. So it was just to check my follicles and make sure that I'm growing a lot of little tiny follicles. And I have completed, well, today should be the last day of my cycle, my period. So I should be growing a lot of follicles. I have like 10. I have 10 already. 10. I was excited. As soon as she put that thing in there, because it's a wand that they put in there. And as soon as they put that in there, there was 2 nurses today because there was a training nurse. So there's 2. And they both started like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I'm pretty proud of my body right now. My ulcerative colitis does not seem to be affecting the way that my body is responding to these hormones, which, excellent. So everything looked great today. I asked them about the OAR test. They do not give that information up. You often have to ask them for it. That's a lot of fun, having to remember that. Because once I get to the doctor, I'm the type of person that I have no idea. I have no idea what I was going to say, what I was going to ask. I have to write a lot of lists, a lot of reminders. My follicles are good. I have a lot of little tiny ones, so they all seem to be growing at a good rate. I still have a lot of shots to take and a lot of different medications to be on. So they're going to up my thyroid medication because apparently, I don't know, it's still not right. So they need to up that medication so that they can just make my body be hospitable for a pregnancy. I think so. I think that's it. I think I did everything. I have so many follicles.
I definitely forgot to mention that my hormones right now are slowly going over the edge. Yesterday at church, it took everything inside of me to just not cry. I'm not a crier, not in front of people. I go to the bathroom by myself. But it took everything. I stopped breathing for a minute. And then today, Monday, an All American Reject song came on, Move Along. Almost lost it. I don't know. It's exciting. Okay, so welcome back to my kitchen. We are going to finish the broth that we started 2 days ago, I believe. And I've just been keeping it on warm at night because, like I told you, I have anxiety. My house will burn down, whatever. It is not. It is what it is. It's been cooking for 2 days, high and low. And then I would just figured that I would show you what's for dinner tonight. We're going to have meatballs, so it'll be a meatball Monday. And I thought I would show you that recipe and how I do it. So stick around. The broth is cooling right now. It is pretty warm to the touch, so we'll let that cool a little bit longer. And then we will strain it all out and put it in our mason jars. Fancy. So this is everything that we're going to use for the meatballs. I have 2 pounds of ground turkey meat. We only use hamburger meat when we make hamburger patties. And then we have some sourdough discard crackers that I'm going to grind up and use for the crushed crackers. We have some pepper, garlic, sea salt that I'm trying to use and get rid of. I'm going to put Italian seasoning in it, onion powder, and then we have 2 eggs. And then you're also going to need a baking sheet and then handy dandy cookie scoop. And then here is the recipe if you want to take a screenshot of that. I can't believe I finally got my tripod. I was very excited about it. I had to open it the moment my mother brought it over. Yes, I'm just throwing everything on the floor. Is this better? Are you too far away? Does this work for you? I don't know. You'll have to let me know. So we've got everything we need for the meatballs. I'm going to bring you in closer, maybe over the top so you can see everything that we're doing. Clip my hair back and get down to business. So the only thing you really have to do is I have to crush up these crackers, and they are pretty hard since they were in the freezer. Ooh, slow-mo. Other than that, you just mix everything together and push them into balls. I recommend removing all jewelry before you start this process. It'll get pretty messy. The whole time that I was trying to make this, my ovaries just felt like they were balloons that somebody had blown up too much, ready to burst. Sometimes it also feels like I'm carrying around 2 basketballs, one on each side. And whenever I sneeze or cough, it feels like, yeah, something's gonna happen. Something bad. It's just gonna burst. My ovaries are just gonna burst. Our broth is still pretty warm to the touch, so we're just going to let it sit for a little while longer. The weather has been very pleasant lately, so I decided to just go on a walk with my mom and her dog. Okay, so it is 3 o'clock. My doctor's appointment was at 8:30, and my doctor just messaged me on my portal. I'll be going back Wednesday for another ultrasound and another blood draw. I'm already bruised today. They always seem to bruise me when they take my blood. And I am just going to continue on with the same medications except for the higher dose of thyroid that I explained earlier. So this is everything we'll use for the broth. It is nice and cool now. I've got 4 mason jars with lids, and they don't need to be new because we're just going to freeze them. And then I also have my big bowl with my strainer that fits right inside of it. So let's get started. Did you notice that my mom was walking a stroller? That is a dog stroller. That is her dog Sparky, and he is spoiled. If you look up spoiled in the dictionary, it's his face. So this broth was finally cooled down enough to touch. The bones were literally falling apart. I could crush them in my hand. I don't do anything with the bone scraps. I just throw them in the trash. And I guess I decided, no, let's just do dishes together. It was about time to do dishes. I haven't done dishes in a few days, and I like to hand wash my pots and pans as much as I can. But if I'm having a sick day or there's just too much going on, I will throw them in the dishwasher. They have been washed in the dishwasher and they are just fine. Do you want me to try and put music on here? Because let's do that. That is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. Subscribe if you want. If you don't, that's okay. I will link my first IVF video down below, and have a good day. Thanks.